Defensive end or offensive line in the first round? That is the big-time question for the Vikings in this upcoming draft. Two big-time areas of need for improvement, and it's very crucial because the Vikings, they don't even have a second-round pick, so you got to get this first-round pick right. Although, I must say, I'd be shocked if Rick Spielman somehow, some way, didn't trade back and obtain a second-round pick. But I want to qualify this topic because offensive line, if we're talking about taking a guard in the first round, such as I saw Mel Kiper Jr.'s mock draft where he had the Vikings at 14 taking Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. He did start at left tackle and left guard, but his value is more so in the interior of the offensive line. If we're talking about a situation like that, okay, let's have that discussion. But if we're talking about the Vikings taking a left tackle, or I saw this come up a few times where should the Vikings trade their first-round pick to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for Orlando Brown Jr., right tackle of the Baltimore Ravens, who wants to be traded because he wants to play left tackle? I guess my response to that is, did Ezra Cleveland retire? I mean, what's going on here? I mean, he's going to focus on right guard. Listen, man. We can talk about zone blocking, running scheme, all we want to, but when it comes to pass protection, we bitch and moan all the time about pass protection on this offensive line. When it comes to pass protection, Ezra Cleveland is not built to go up against the stronger of the defensive linemen in the interior. If you, after using a second-round pick last year on Ezra Cleveland, then turn around and use a first-round pick on a left tackle this upcoming draft, then Ezra Cleveland better be one of the best right guards in the league. I'm telling you right now, because if it doesn't work out and we still have the same questions about right guard like we do with left guard, just like we have over the last few years, this will be one of the biggest failures under this leadership. But back to the topic at hand. Offensive line or defensive end in the first round. Kirk Cousins was sacked 39 times. That's sixth most in the league. The Vikings defensive unit as a whole, they produced 23 sacks. That's fifth worst, along with 70 quarterback hits for third worst. The impact of both sides of the ball, the Vikings offense, despite the number of sacks given up, they had the number 4 offense yardage-wise, 14th in passing, 11th in scoring. I want to see the scoring go up significantly in 2021, but not bad. The offense was the entire reason that the Vikings were even competitive in the first place in 2020. Defensively, with one of the league's worst pass rush, the Vikings had the 6th worst defense. Their corners were forced to cover longer than they should. As a result, they had the 8th worst defense against the pass. And they had the 4th worst scoring defense. Listen, I'm traditionally, over the last couple of years that I've been doing this podcast, I've been gung-ho about offensive line in the first round. Go O-line, go O-line. But assuming that the somewhat respectable offense that you had in 2020 carries over in 2021, I think you have to go edge in the first round. I think improving the pass rush as a priority gives the Vikings, has more of an impact for the Vikings to win games and be more competitive in 2021. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, if we're talking about Greg Rousseau, Jalen Phillips, Kwity Paye, all of those profile breakdown videos, that's going to be coming next week. I can't wait to do that shit. We do this 3 times a week. Mediocre Best Sports Podcast, Realistic Randy. Check me out on Twitter at @realistic_Randy, Facebook at Realistic Randy. Next podcast will be on Monday. We'll see you then.